fascinating the Minneapolis trolley tours are, but now there's big news. The Candlelight Ghost Tours now begin at the historic Pillsbury Club, a beautifully restored haunted mansion once owned by Charles Pillsbury himself. Believe it or not, the interior is nearly 200 years older than the exterior. How is that possible? You'll have to come out and find out. Before or after your tour, stop by the on-site market featuring a curated collection of handmade goods, artisan crafts, and locally inspired treasures. Perfect for picking up a keepsake to remember your haunting adventure. You'll also find exclusive spooky merchandise from Tales of the Crypt and Elvira. Then climb aboard the climate-controlled trolley as we travel through Minneapolis's haunted hotspots, uncovering ghost stories that locals would rather keep buried. The mansion is restored to perfection, and there is no better way to spend an evening. Visit MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for tickets and more information. Greg Bakken here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 42, then Saturday, sunshine with a high of 76. Warmer weather is on the horizon, and what better way to welcome it back than with a fantastic meal and a show at Crooner's Supper Club. Crooner's is located in Fridley on Highway 65, just north of I-694. Check out their concert schedules and dinner menus at croonersmn.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio. Thank you very much for easing into the weekend with us. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Climbing his way out of a flu state that I've been in all week. And, it's my first time on the air here in about a week or so. I think a number of you probably thought I either retired or died, one of the two, I'm sure. And that's fine either way. I mean, this show is about the undead, so I totally understand here. It's great to be back, everybody. I'm hoping that you all have had a good week. First of all, we go from Saturday and Sunday to record snowfall, and here we are. It's Friday. And it is, in fact, today, what was it, 60-something degrees? And Patrick himself said it best, warmer temperatures are on the horizon. So very excited about that. I know if you look at the extended forecast, you're going to see that it goes down a little bit into the 40s and 50s. I'll take that. And then we'll be back to some nice 60-degree weather. Definitely tomorrow is going to be a grill day for me. And it's going to be great. Meanwhile, in Eden Prairie, we have Adam with us. And Adam, it seems like this has been about 3 years since we've done this, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to push buttons. I think this one. No, that's not the one I need. So no, trying to figure this out. And it's actually been a while since I've been here at night. And got a nice reminder of how fun this station is when the sun goes down.
Did you remember to turn the key?
Yes, I did remember to turn the key.
Oh, that's good.
I remember the Casual Friday.
Yeah, I'm impressed by that. Yeah, me too. And before we get into your scary situations here, we didn't do it last. Well, we didn't do it at all last Friday because you had a situation last week. And are you feeling better now? Is everything are you feeling
Feeling
all right?
quite a bit better, other than the back of my mouth. But I'll get that solved eventually.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just been a fun few weeks for both of us. We're both showing and feeling our age at this point.
Now, to be fair, I don't think getting the flu necessarily shows your age. Okay.
But it makes you feel it.
Well, it's to say it's just like luckily we're at a place that if we say that we're sick, they're just like get better. Or if you take a fall, like just get better. Other places they can be a bit more difficult about that sort of thing. So I am very grateful about that. One of the things though that I don't like about it, of course, is that we just you're missing out on doing shows. And I love doing the shows, and that's the unfortunate part about it. But it is what it is. We're all on the mend now. That's the main thing.
We're onward, upward, and down we go.
Onward and upward. So, and Nancy in the comments says you don't get more casual than sitting by the fire outside. Well, I'm happy to hear that that's what's working. I mean, it's a great night for it. And you're at this time of year that you could be outside, be by a fire, and not get hit by mosquitoes. So, you couldn't ask for anything better, quite frankly. Now, you had a situation today, a paranormal situation at the station.
Yeah, again, like I was saying, it's been a while since I've been here at night, and I forget how fun this place was, and legitimately fun. So, had the feeling all evening when after everybody else left and I'm here by myself that I wasn't the only one here. That happens at this place. You can write it off as either being EMF because we are in a giant radio station, or or there's something paranormal, and I'm comfortable with it either way. So I go to warm up my dinner in the break room up on the top floor here, and as I'm heading back to the dungeon where the studio is, by one of the people's desk, I saw basically a shadow person. Where you could see like the head, the shoulders, and down to where the legs split. And then it was like, as soon as you saw it, it was gone in the blink of an eye. And it's like, yeah, I remember why I like being here at night.
Well, you said this was by a salesperson's office. Are you sure it wasn't the ghost of their conscience? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
that was uncalled for.
I don't know. They're in sales. I don't know if they ever had a conscience.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's from years of tech sale. I'm not going to say anything about media sales. They're good people here.
Anyway, so
Greg does sales. He's people.
Who does sales?
You.
Yeah, I do sales, but
like I said, those of them are good people, and your people.
I bring the smile to sales, I guess. I don't know. At our station, we all do everything. I mean, one day I'm a radio host, the next day I'm sales, the next day I'm filling water tanks of toilets with water. I mean, that's the kind of operation that I'm a part of here. So that's
Well, we've been meaning to talk to you about that. Your water filling duties haven't been going that great. We're gonna have to cut you back on that.
That's a D. That's a D there, right there. Yeah, no, it's we all wear many hats here. Let's just put it that way. So,
I'm waiting for the one with the propeller on top so I can just spin my way up out of here.
I'm waiting for one with a paycheck in it. But anyway, so I'm just saying. But
well, for John, we've got the fedora with press in it. We got that one taken care of.
Exactly. And meanwhile, in Tel Aviv, it's always something here. Now, a couple things I want to talk about tonight in the second segment. I want to read something that Matt Moneymaker had written about this Capturing Bigfoot film that says to call out the hoax that is the Patterson Gimlin film. I want to read that. Now, like I said, that's going to be the second segment. Anything that's on anyone's mind tonight, feel free to call in and let us know what you want to talk about, paranormal related. We're always open for that sort of thing. I did not get a question of the week prepared for this week, but yesterday I actually guested on a podcast called Splintered Spirits, and it was very good. They asked, first of all, I get on, and it's it's Riverside, not StreamYard, but it's a camera, and Gary, one of the hosts, it's Gary and John, and Gary's like, "Ooh, I like your beard." No one's ever said that to me before. Like, I like your beard, very distinguished looking. And I'm like, I'm looking to see on screen, is they have like a third screen on of somebody else that I'm not seeing? Like I've never really thought about it that way. No one's ever commented on my beard before, except my mother. And my mother, not to make this a sad occasion, my mother on her deathbed said to me, one of the last things she said to me was, "I really like your beard," because it was around the time I really started to kind of fill it in. And she was that's the only time that she mentioned it, and one of the only people I've ever mentioned like my beard. So it was just kind of an interesting start. But then they asked me a question, and I thought I was doing pretty well on this. Then they asked me the question. They're like, "What is spirit to you?" And it's like, oh my gosh, that's a tough one. And it's, for me, it's tough because I think it can be anything, really. I don't think I can, and this is actually already sounding better. The 3 words I just said is already sounding better than the kind of I don't know, where I was just, to me, it's like, I think it really depends on who you are. I don't think we can define it myself with just one thing, because I think spirit is so much. Spirit is so big. It could be whatever we want it to be and however we want it to be in a certain sense. So I was kind of, I'll have to admit, I was kind of taken aback by that a little bit. And they asked me what I thought about the state of the paranormal media, and I was trying to be nice about it, because anyone who tunes in knows I'm not the greatest fan of it. And I'm trying to be nice about it because they have friends in all these things. And it was very kind. They thought what I was trying to get at is, I feel bad for myself that I'm making money off of doing the radio show. Like, they think that I feel like I shouldn't be making money, and that I'm being very kind of imposter syndrome, because I mentioned that earlier. And it's there, maybe there's something there, but I also wanted to be nice to everyone about it, because no one likes a downer all the time. And that's kind of what I can be when we talk about this subject. But Adam, I want to share with you how insanely popular I am and GhostBox Radio is. Okay, so they did one of the clips, like an Opus clip of last night's broadcast, and they put it on Instagram. In Instagram, they have other ones, because they've had like Patty Negri on, they've had Andrea Perrin, Monique Too Soon. They had all these great, wonderful people on, and they're thousands of views, thousands, like 2,700 views, 2,500, 20, all this. And mine, I just checked before the show started, I have 4.
Right.
At least 4 likes.
Are tens of fans.
The tens of, not even tens, that's the thing. That's the reality of it. And they posted yesterday that I was going to be on. And once again, that was, record breaking numbers, like I just shared with you. And it was just like, I hope you weren't thinking that I was going to bring you anybody, it's going to say, I'm just going to say, that's because I am not Patty Negri. So yeah, that was
you're the indie artist they got to throw on there for street cred.
Yeah, I'm the one. Well, and Gary, because John is the one that does the investigation. We're going to have John on in a couple weeks, and they're great. Gary is kind of doing, and I think he used to work for Discovery, actually. And Gary, he's just like, I just want to know what it's like to talk with people in the paranormal for years and years and years, because you've been doing this for so long, and you've been you've interviewed so many people, and I've never really thought about it before. But he's absolutely right, and it's not me trying to be smug about it, but I've been doing the radio portion for about 11 years now. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, we have talked to a lot of people. I've had a lot of people, some people who are just not even around anymore. It's incredible. And between 2015 and now, the breadth of paranormal has changed. And I'm not going to be always gloom and be like, and not for the better. It's just, the fact is, it's just changed. But so has society, so has the norm, so has technology. And so there's so much out there that that we can, kind of look at and back. And I always think that that's why those shows are so important, because it is a fun little time capsule to where we came from that point of entry. I mean, because obviously paranormal radio, paranormal television, paranormal media has gone so much more before that. But from the entry point that I came in, so much has changed just in that period of time.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, if you go back through your Patreon, it is a cool little timeline from 2015 to now to see how it has changed, the people who have changed, and some of the repeat guests of how their views have also changed. Or, some of them have stayed steadfast to their views from 2015 through now. So your podcast radio show is a little bit of like a nice little time capsule of everything that's gone on of late. And for just, less than a cup of coffee a day, you can subscribe to that Patreon and get all those great interviews.
It wasn't until, and I kid you not, it wasn't until I started talking about it that I'm like, guys, this is sounding like a Patreon commercial here. But since we've going this far, since we're talking about it, I would like to urge people. Yeah, we're Sarah McLaughlin.
Yeah.
For pennies on the dollar, you can keep this distinguished beard on the air. Go to patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. Because I do make some money off of the radio show, but the stuff that we would be using that money for the Patreon for goes beyond to other parts of the show, including equipment and stuff. And so please consider doing so. It's also nice to see support. So patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. Starts as low as $3 a month, and we're really it's great. And you have the whole backlog of the radio show broken up into categories. So if you're just in a UFO kind of day, as many of us can be, you just go to the category UFO and you see all the shows that I've done throughout my life that have to do with UFOs, and you're like, okay, well, I'll listen to this. And honestly, the old shows are great. So I mean, just consider it, please, folks. I would really appreciate it. Let's see here, as I know we're going to need to get to a break eventually. Jennifer says, don't sell yourself short. Your beard does make you look very distinguished. I appreciate that very much. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but since the department's open for it, I will accept it all the same. Now, the question is, Jennifer, does Adam's beard make him look distinguished, or is it the baseball cap? That's the question here.
I'm going for homeless, so distinguish is not a
You've
thing.
succeeded. I will always remember. I always remember when I came in on a Friday or whatever it was, and the show that Chad used to be on, which was the what was that, the
Rotary Club,
the Rotary Club, and they were all in for recording, and they looked like that they were professional human beings. And I came in and I came on the show that night and I said, it kind of looks like that you and I just walked out of a garage sale, and compared to these guys, because it was like, whoa, this is the type of thing that people in the 50s would dress for when they went on the air doing broadcast stuff, the suit, the tie, and it's like, you don't need to do all that, but whatever it takes, just do it. We'll never be that way, that's for sure.
No, like, I don't even own a suit. I didn't get married in a suit. I got married in a shirt and khakis from Old Navy. So
as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. I do own a suit, but it hasn't I do own a suit, but it hasn't fit in a couple years. Let's just put it that way. So I mean, technically. Now Jennifer says, I think beards make men look very distinguished. Backwards baseball caps, not so much. Oh my god! Wow, look at that! Oh wow!
Thank you. I also wear a hoodie and jorts. I dress like a 12-year-old, and I'm 45.
Incredible! Just the honest truth from a listener. That's all it is. It's just honest feedback. That's what that's all about here. Yep.
I don't want to grow up. I am a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, nope, it's good. Now I'll tell you one other thing before we head off to break here is that I did wear also last night a button-down shirt.
A legit one or one of your bowling shirts?
Yeah, no, a legit one, and not like a T-shirt that looks like it's an iron-on of a button.
Oh,
down
okay,
either.
okay.
You know,
I thought
it
it was
was
like a
a.
bowling
It
shirt.
has, first of all, real buttons, and it's a long sleeve shirt, and yeah, no, it was. I was dressed, and you may not notice this, Adam. I even have more candles behind me.
Ooh.
I mean, this is you know.
Did you find a Spirit of Halloween that was still open to grab more candles?
No, I've had these for forever, but I just
Oh.
decided to, number one, I found them, and then I decided to try to implement them. I had enough batteries for them and stuff, and my Annabelle here, she enjoys it, so that's what she tells me. Anyway, so with that being said, why don't we go ahead and do this? I want to take a break here. When we come back, let's talk about what Matt Moneymaker has to say about the new Patterson Gimlin film documentary that says that film is a complete load of crap. Let's see what they have to say. I have my opinions. I'm sure Adam has his. You can put yours in as well. It's Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio.
Okay, question of the day. What do UFOs, ghosts, breathwork, and psychedelics have in common? Find out at the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through 3rd in Wisconsin, the Midwest premier event all about consciousness, life's mysteries, and all the stuff that blows your mind. 4 stages alive at the same time with world-class experts and tons of hands-on experiences. Hosted by Jimmy Church, you'll be doing UFO Skywatches with Chris Bledsoe, workshops with Dr. Diane Hennessy, Lidu and Dahlia from the Telepathy Tapes, a group quantum hypnosis by Sarah Bressman Cosme. You'll learn telekinesis, telepathy, dowsing rods, plus God helmet experiences, a real live seance, and live performances galore. Whether you're brand new to this world or knee-deep in the rabbit hole, this is the place to explore the unseen, the unexplained, and the undeniable at the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through 3rd. Curious? Learn more at contactmodalitiesxpo.com.
Greg Bakken here. It's nice to get out of the Twin Cities and take some travel excursion to some great locations. Minnesota has so much to offer, which is why I love traveling down to Wabasha and staying at the historic Anderson House Hotel. Opened in 1856, this beautiful hotel offers comfortable accommodations, has a delicious restaurant, and even a speakeasy in the basement to unwind with a drink. Located next to the Mississippi River and on Main Street, there is a lot of sightseeing and shopping to do too. To get more information, go to the AndersonHouseHotel.com. Greg Bakken here. I've been talking for a while about how spooky, fun, and fascinating the Minneapolis trolley tours are, but now there's big news. The Candlelight Ghost Tours now begin at the historic Pillsbury Club, a beautifully restored haunted mansion once owned by Charles Pillsbury himself. Believe it or not, the interior is nearly 200 years older than the exterior. How is that possible? You'll have to come out and find out. Before or after your tour, stop by the on-site market featuring a curated collection of handmade goods, artisan crafts, and locally inspired treasures. Perfect for picking up a keepsake to remember your haunting adventure. You'll also find exclusive spooky merchandise from Tales of the Crypt and Elvira. Then, climb aboard the climate-controlled trolley as we travel through Minneapolis's haunted hotspots, uncovering ghost stories that locals would rather keep buried. The mansion is restored to perfection, and there is no better way to spend an evening. Visit MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for tickets and more information.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here in GhostBox Radio in this special Back from the Dead edition of the program, also known as Back from the Flu, I guess. And thank you very much for kind of easing into the weekend with us on this warm Friday evening. I'm really looking forward to it. If we have time later, we have important things to talk about, such as grilling, I would say. And so we'll get to that if time permits, because what I want to talk about here, well, a couple things I want to talk about here. First of all, we have that commercial that's playing. Let me just pull this up here real fast. This is playing for the Contact Modality Expo that is happening May 1st through 3rd. We have that commercial is voiced by Mel, who puts on this event. And I'm going to try to get her on the next couple of weeks, but she's going to give me some guests to bring on to talk about. One in particular is coming up about CE5s we're going to be talking about, which is obviously something that's right up my alley. I think it's up. Many people are going to find that interesting. Go check out what this event is, because Mel only has she only has 60 seconds to try to fit in 3 days worth of nonstop activities to talk to us about. Go to contactmodalitiesexpo.com, and there you can see exactly what is going on, who's going to be there, because she only names a couple names out of like 20 or 30 people that are going to be there. It's going to be a real fun event, and it's not far from the Twin Cities at all. It's not far from, you're going to the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. You're not far from Chicago either. You want to check it out. So we're going to have her on soon, as well as some other guests from the convention, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, that Splintered Spirits podcast I talked about, that is available now. Please go check it out. One of the things that we did talk about, Adam, is I did bring up, because they're asking me what am I not happy about in certain aspects of paranormal media and stuff. And I brought up the Conjuring House. And
the public house.
Yeah, I'm buying Jason Haas a home.
Yes.
And there's a big movement that went in Jason's favor today. That really, it sounds like just what I read about what he posted. It really kind of gives the direction as far as what he says for them to go ahead and get the house. I mean, once again, and what I tried to explain to John and Gary on the program was, I think it's unfortunate that you have people wanting to help only because it's Jason that's asking for it, but that's what celebrityism is.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see by my Instagram post with them that I got 4 likes, you can see the power running to my head really quickly. But, at the same time, as I always say to people, it's your money. Do what you want. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that if you do it, please consider thinking about some of the local paranormal locations around you, and maybe throw a few bucks their way as well. I mean, I know you're probably not made of money, but you might want to consider that, the places around us, once they go, they're gone. And if you're supporting a place that's on the East Coast that more than likely you're never going to get to,
mm-hmm.
is that really what, is that really what you want to do? And are you doing that because you think so strongly of this place, or you think so strongly of maybe Jason might see that you're, donating or something? That's all I'm saying. Do what you want, though.
Yeah, because let's say you live somewhere in Montana and you're donating out there. What are the chances you are going to get to Rhode Island to go do this? No, you're probably not. But you know what? Somewhere out there in Billings, Montana, 15 miles from where you might live, there's probably several haunted locations that could have used that money as well to keep their doors open that you could have gotten to.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, I'm not telling people to pick one or the other. I just want to say, hey, don't forget that you have probably places locally nearby that could use a little something, and whatever. That's just my soapbox, and I do feel strongly about that. Now, a big thing that we've been hearing about, kind of erupted while we took our little hiatus here, is the whole hearing about that there is some new film that is coming out, a documentary that is talking about the Patterson Gimlin film. And the film that we're talking about here, if I'm not mistaken, is called Capturing Bigfoot. And in it, it makes claims that it can prove that the Patterson Gimlin film that we've been seeing for, nearly 60 years now is a fake. And that they said that they have the evidence to tell us and show us that this is a fake. And for those who are like, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Greg, it is the most famous Bigfoot footage of all time of this entity this Bigfoot, Sasquatch entity, which we believe is female, walking in an open space around like a canyon. And I just remember, I was just thinking about this day. I don't know if you ever seen this. There was like a car commercial talking back in the 90s, I think it was, talking about incredible things that you couldn't believe. And they showed different things. One of them is that they recreated that Patterson-Gimlin footage. And I remember at the time being like, it looks real, but they had this creature wearing a vest. A leather vest. Like, I don't remember wearing a leather vest before, but it wasn't real. That part.
And they'll end up under our Mandela effect somewhere.
Totally, exactly right. It totally is. So I found this today, and this has been kind of making the rounds. So Matt Moneymaker, known for finding Bigfoot, and the founder of the BFRO, he wrote something about this situation, and it's very clear he has a very strong idea of all of this. And so I'm going to read this. It's kind of long, and I'll try to do it in interesting voices so you don't fall asleep. I do have to just remind everyone what you're going to hear here is not my opinion. It is Matt Moneymaker's opinion and how he describes the producers of this. This is Matt Moneymaker saying this, not me, okay? So Matt Moneymaker says, there is a film festival entry at South by Southwest called Capturing Bigfoot. I can save you the time and frustration from watching this clickbait crock. So you can see it's an unbiased article here, Adam, Matt Moneymaker is. And here's the thing. I'm more than likely going to be on his side, but it's just funny that this is where we're going.
Well, I will say strike one. It's South by Southwest.
Well, fair enough. So I can save you the time and frustration from watching this clickbait crock. I bet people are watching us right now, but I wish that someone had this for GhostBox. I was going to ignore this story, but the clickbait potency of the keyword Bigfoot has helped the story get into the Hollywood Reporter newspaper, very influential. So I'm forced to comment on something that I'd prefer to not even dignify. It was known at the time, and since that time, that the late 1960s, that the real-life cowboy, Roger Patterson, was trying to make a documentary about Bigfoot Sasquatch mystery when he and Bob Gimlin obtained their famous footage in 1967. He shot a lot of footage, but mostly B-roll. They were from Washington State. The famous 1967 footage was shot in Northern California. Most of the other stock footage was shot in Washington State, where this old reel was found. As with every other big documentary and TV series about the Bigfoot subject, Roger warned to dramatize a few Bigfoot encounters, which required using a man in a cheap costume. All big documentaries and TV series on the Bigfoot subject, until CGI and AI, have had a Bigfoot costume on hand for various recreation shots. Shots are not presented as actual footage of this creature. It was necessary part of the visual storytelling for the Bigfoot subject. Patterson's wife, Patricia, recalls the use of a cheap costume for this purpose, though she only saw it one time when it was not being worn. The long-lost reel, in quotations, that is being touted by these sleazy producers, once again, Matt's words, not mine, at South by Southwest, is just story recreation footage using this hokey-pokey dramatization costume, which Bigfoot researchers have known about for years. The lost reel from Washington shows an obvious human is an obvious cheap ape costume. It looks nothing like the actual creature they got on camera in California. Because of that stark difference, these sleazy producers, once again, Matt, not me, are trying to spin this cheap costume for dramatization as a trial run for the eventual 1967 costume. The simple fact that no one has ever been able to duplicate the 1967 costume with all of its anatomical peculiarities and massive musculature has shown sensible people for more than 50 years that this is not a costume. There have been several well-funded and well-staffed attempts to simulate what you see in the footage. All these efforts failed. National Geographic at one time touted a bogus Hieronymus costume story. He claims he was the man in the costume. Then years later aired an episode of a different series where the footage was examined with the most modern techniques and computer enhancement and measurement analysis. That subsequent National Geographic program revealed foot anatomy of the Patterson creature that is impossible to fake with a man in a costume. So it was determined that the Patterson creature could not have been a man in a costume. This recent film festival entry, called Capturing Bigfoot, is just one in a long parade of sleazy, deceptive productions since the 1990s that have regurgitated and repackaged long enduring popularity of the Bigfoot mystery. And let's see here. It was just cinematic form clickbait, as are news stories about the film, some of which have subscription paywall in front of the article for all of you Bigfoot diehards who they assume will pay to read about this film. Roger's son Clint is being paid by the producers of the film. He was flown down to the film festival to give interviews. His mother Patricia knows that the 1967 Patterson film is legitimate and there was no hoax. She has said that very firmly her entire life since that time. Clint waited till his mother was around 100 years old before he took the money to sell his deceased father down the river. Clint was very young when the 1967 footage was obtained, and not much older when his father died from cancer. He has no direct knowledge about his father's accomplishments, except that he knows from his estranged mother and what he has heard from his new pal, Bob Hieronymus. Patricia has always said that Roger did not fake the Patterson-Gimlin film. She would know much better than Clint, though not as well as Roger's partner, Bob Gimlin, who is also still living. So there you have it. So to kind of summarize here, what they're saying is, because it's so long, what they're saying here is that there was, back in 1967 or whenever, there was a suit made as well, because they wanted to use that for B-roll shots and dramatizations in the documentary that they made. And it sounds like maybe they weren't quite expecting to get Bigfoot on film. So you have that footage, but you also have this lost reel of footage from a costume. So that's what he's saying, is that this is a non-story. But if that's the case, what doesn't help at all is that his son, who is, in the 60s now, he's been going around interviews, it sounds like, and saying that, yeah, this isn't real. So it sounds like a mess. And so I don't think you're going to really I don't know if you're necessarily going to sway anyone to not believe or sway anyone to believe. You know what I mean? I think that, I don't know what you're going to come out with this. What do you think, Adam?
Well, if, let's say, everything is like the author of the article said, Matt Moneymaker had said, it's an estranged mother, which means, the relationship isn't good, and now he's taking a shot at his dad. Why wouldn't he have done that earlier? Number one.
Yeah.
Why did he wait? If he had something against his family, that's the first thing you think he would have done as soon as he turned like 18 or 21 or something to that effect. If it's a whole revenge thing, why wait until you're in your mid to late 60s?
Totally.
Also, does this not feel Blair Witchish to you at all? I am getting total Blair Witch vibes from every bit of this that I've read. Yeah. But let's just call a spade and say that it's legit footage, that it was a hoax. Patty is a hoax. Patty never existed. That does not change my opinion on Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti in any way, shape, or form. I still believe that creature does exist.
Absolutely. I want to continue this conversation. We need to get a break in here. So when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation about that Patterson-Gimlin film, of hoax or not. I mean, this is probably going to be something that we're going to be talking about enough times over the next couple of weeks as the dust settles here. Those listening, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear it. You can call in 952-946-6205, or you can put something in the comments. We'd be happy to read it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakken here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey, bacon, avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com. Greg Bakken here. I've been talking for a while about how spooky, fun, and fascinating the Minneapolis trolley tours are, but now there's big news. The Candlelight Ghost Tours now begin at the historic Pillsbury Club, a beautifully restored haunted mansion once owned by Charles Pillsbury himself. Believe it or not, the interior is nearly 200 years older than the exterior. How is that possible? You'll have to come out and find out. Before or after your tour, stop by the on-site market featuring a curated collection of handmade goods, artisan crafts, and locally inspired treasures. Perfect for picking up a keepsake to remember your haunting adventure. You'll also find exclusive spooky merchandise from Tales of the Crypt and Elvira. Then climb aboard the climate-controlled trolley as we travel through Minneapolis's haunted hotspots, uncovering ghost stories that locals would rather keep buried. The mansion is restored to perfection, and there is no better way to spend an evening. Visit MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for tickets and more information.
Okay, question of the day. What do UFOs, ghosts, breathwork, and psychedelics have in common? Find out at the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through 3rd in Wisconsin, the Midwest premier event all about consciousness, life's mysteries, and all the stuff that blows your mind. 4 stages alive at the same time with world-class experts and tons of hands-on experiences. Hosted by Jimmy Church, you'll be doing UFO skywatches with Chris Bledsoe, workshops with Dr. Diane Hennessy, Lidu and Dahlia from the telepathy tapes, a group quantum hypnosis by Sarah Bressman Cosme. You'll learn telekinesis, telepathy, dowsing rods, plus God helmet experiences, a real live seance, and live performances galore. Whether you're brand new to this world or knee-deep in the rabbit hole, this is the place to explore the unseen, the unexplained, and the undeniable at the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through 3rd. Curious? Learn more at contactmodalitiesexpo.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And join us Monday on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken. We, after doing a lot of rescheduling because of my flu, we're going to have on Suzanne Worthley on talking about her book, Secrets of a Starseed. You know, I had to cancel once. She had to cancel because she had the flu. I had to cancel because I had the flu. We're gonna get her on. Trust me, we're gonna get her on. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be great, and hope you're able to join us there on Monday for that. It's gonna be. It's long overdue. Let's put it that way. I also see Adam. I see Deb and Dave in the comments tonight. Hi, how are you doing? Glad to see you here.
They're a long ways away this week. They're in Davenport.
And they're in Iowa?
Yeah, they're all the way in Iowa.
Wow.
My wife texted me. It took her like 5 hours to get there after work. So it's a long one.
Yeah, well, they must be trying to get ready to go to sleep, and a lot of people turn us on when they're trying to get to sleep. So, you know,
well, you have such, soothing tones,
That's it. All right. It's my distinguished beard. We also got Grady in the comments there. Grady, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good night, getting into a weekend. And we are, are you going to grill this weekend? I mean, you got the wife out of town. It's going to be just one of those weekends of maybe some charcoal action.
Yep, it's just me and the father-in-law on Saturday, so I'm going to go have him pick something up and I'm throw it on the grill.
I'm thinking of steak. I mean, not for you. I don't care what you do, but
I'm going to leave it up to him because I'm going to make him buy it if I got to cook it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No, I would be all about that tune in Monday to find out what we did. It's going to be it's gonna be nice out. It's gonna be nice. And then I think at some point I need to do some chicken wings. I went out for dinner tonight, so didn't grill tonight. So it was no chicken wing Friday, but maybe we'll have a chicken wing Sunday or something like that. That's how I base my like happy times, by what I grill. That's
Yeah.
really all it is. There's nothing more.
For me, it's, and I totally admit, I make sure my coals don't get insanely hot, so it takes me longer to grill it, because I throw on my headphones, I bring out a couple cans of beer, and I just relax for about an hour, just let the world wash away while I do that.
I have out front. I have a lawn chair, and I'm out there. I'll often be reading. I'll have my Kindle out there because there's so many books that I read for the show that I'll be out there reading, and I love every single one of them. Dorothy in the comments saying hi. Once I say hi to one person in the comments, they all come out of the woodwork. I'm happy to see that. That's good. So
glad to know we're not, just talking to each other.
We
can just do that one of our offices.
Yeah, right. No kidding. All we're missing is somebody in the control room listening in on us. But whatever.
Trying to eavesdrop.
Yeah, and obviously doing so. So you got that as well. Like we see you.
You're not stealthy.
So yeah.
Or have the 3 to 5 guy yelling, "Bakken, are you here?"
Yeah, right. Where's Bakken?
I need to fill a segment. Let's talk Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've been gone so long, he's probably forgotten I ever existed,
Oh, he was looking for you today, but we had to let him know your office light was off, so you were no longer around.
I mean, as creepy as I am, I do use the light when I'm in my office. So, but what's great about it is there's a time that one day I left late, and Patrick was still here, and at the station, I should say. And well, I thought at least. And so I turn off all the lights in my office, but I had my door closed. So I open up the door. He left, and he shut off all the lights downstairs. So I opened up to complete darkness. And I'm like, I don't know how to get to a light to turn it back on, because it's dark down there, as you well know, as it probably is right now.
The monitors do not let you know how dark it actually is in here.
No, not at all. And
once you go out into the hallway, it's kind of like find the thermostat, because that's lit up, and hang a left from there, and you'll eventually find the steps.
I have a question for people if they want to take part or think about it. You don't have to answer right now. I did get permission. I told you this, Adam. I did get permission from Chad that what I would love to do once a quarter. Remember when we had like Travis Walton on, and that was that was awesome. A 2-hour special GhostBox Radio. What if we did a special 2-hour episode once a quarter? So that means that we would start at 9 and end at 11, and we'd do one once a quarter. So once every 3 months. If you think that that's a good idea, we need to have really strong topics for a 2-hour, like really special GhostBox Radio After Dark. What do you think that would be? What would you think would be a good conversation to have? And I think that I want to bring on, I can't remember if it was William Jevning that we had on, or whoever else that night that Robert, I don't think it was William Jevning, because I don't think you were on that night, but the night that Robert Pilot, he was listening, and he was interested in what was being said there, because I wanted to do a show.
It was William Jevning, because he was down in Arizona at the Navajo area looking for Sasquatch.
Yeah, it has to be him. It has to be him.
Yeah, it was him. That was a darn good interview too. I like
because we were talking about Minnesota Iceman.
Yeah.
And then we were tired to talk about other things. And I asked William afterwards, would he be okay with doing a 2-hour with us? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And then I asked Robert Pilot, since he was so interested in the native side of it, because he's the host of Native Roots Radio, not a big stretch. No. Would you like to co-host it with me? And he thought that was a pretty fun idea. So I think we're going to try to put that together at some point, but we're going to need more. Like if there's people you want us to try to interview that, maybe is a little bit more special than just an hour or something like that. Or if there is somebody that we've had on that you're like, that conversation was way too quick, I'd love to just to have listen to a 2-hour conversation of this person, let us know. I'd love to know that and kind of build something out there, because you don't at a radio station, it's very rare to go to your boss and be like, can I go on the air and have you kind of preempt some programming once every few months, and him to be yeah, we can do that. So yeah, no, that's cool. And I don't want to miss out on that opportunity. I want to take advantage of that, I think.
I think that would be a great one. And another one that I would love to do a 2-hour on, if we can find enough experts in the field, skinwalkers. I would love to do a deep dive on skinwalkers
and
or the Mothman.
Yeah. I think where I want to find is like making sure that we're talking with people who know what they're talking about, because a lot of people talk about it, right?
Right.
And trying to find the people that really do know what they're talking about. And it's no disrespect to anybody who they're like, well, I know exactly what it is. Trust me, I'm not trying to be rude about anybody, but you do get a lot of people who are talking about that sort of thing. You just want to make sure that you're getting someone who also can sustain 2 hours, and would probably need to have a number of people on as well.
Oh yeah.
I would love to have like Matt Moneymaker on to talk about what we just talked about.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Like maybe he might come on. Who knows? I mean, we didn't think Travis Walton was going to come on, and here we are. So,
having Travis, that was such a great one.
That was really fun. Sarah in the comments says, I'll put my thinking cap on because I'd love that. I would love your ideas. Thank you very much. So yeah, let's just kind of sow the seed, if you will, Adam, just see what people think. And because it's fun to be able to get people on that really know what they're talking about, get in a rhythm and have a good conversation. And
if you have ideas, comment at ghostboxradio.com. Toss us your ideas.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Grady in the comments, he says, not sure what your thoughts are about the Bell Witch deal, but there's someone who could chat for hours about it. Okay, well, we're going to mute Adam's microphone. And
that'll be a night I won't be around. I have very strong opinions on the Bell Witch.
Let's see. Beth says yes to skinwalkers. Yes to skinwalkers. I always would love to hear more Gettysburg stories, but not sure if that would fill 2 hours. Oh, I could fill 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
I could fill 2 hours. And that's, I don't know if you didn't say 2 hours of quality. Okay.
Well, Gettysburg would be great, because not only could we fill the 2 hours with not only the paranormal, but the historical event of Gettysburg that led to the hauntings, a deeper dive into the backstories of whom they believe is haunting. Like there's the story of, and I'm going to blank on the lieutenant's name, but there's like a whole company of his that's supposedly haunt one of the fields in Gettysburg.
Absolutely. And, there's a lot of really good Civil War people out there that that they kind of step between history and also the paranormal. Mm-hmm. Maybe even get people out there that like run the Jenny Wren house or something else. And just, I mean, I've thought about that. I've also thought about we had someone on talking about Tombstone. I mean, in all that stuff can be blown out as well. Gettysburg, though, Beth, to your point, I mean, I'd love to get a lot of other people, because I've shared my stories enough. I'd love to hear what other people have experienced as well, because some of it is very similar to what I've had, but also very unique as well. It's just so fascinating. Such a great place.
Gettysburg is one of those places where if you have any liking of history or the paranormal, that's the place you got to get to.
It's the energy is so
it's almost palpable.
Eerie.
Yeah.
It's eerie. It's calm. It's eerie. It's like, is this what it felt like before the battle began, where that there are forces mounting on all around, on both sides, but the fighting hasn't started yet. There's an eerie calm to it. Is this what it was like? I don't know.
The way you describe that's almost like growing up in a trailer park in the Midwest in Indiana. It's like when you could see the sky turning green, and there's tornado watches and warnings around you. There is that eerie calm before that funnel cloud hits. That's kind of what that you described. It's like I could see that, and that is scary.
I've taken footage of the first plane that hit the Twin Towers, and I've often, not often, but in the past, I've paused it 1 second before it hits the building, and I'm like, this is before everything changed. Yeah. This is 1 second before everything changed. And that's the sort of thing as well, where a tornado hitting anywhere, and especially a trailer park, everything changes. The battle at Gettysburg, before the battle commences, it changed everything.
That second right before,
just second right before,
gotta be like the scariest second of anyone's life.
Yeah. And so it's certainly there's certainly something to it, and I for one, I keep saying this every time we talk about Gettysburg. If you have the opportunity to do so, go out there, experience it. And you don't have to go out there for paranormal reasons. Just go out there because that is history, and it's such an incredible place to visit. Once again, we just kind of get through the hour, don't we? Real fast. It doesn't seem like an hour. I love it. That's why I love it so much.
This is hour in radio.
It's fastest hour in radio. That's why this is therapy, isn't it? I mean, it really is. There's nothing better. Folks, please have a safe weekend. Please grill. Please make sure that if you consider joining my Patreon page, but also have a great weekend. And we'll be back Monday with Suzanne Worthley, Secrets of a Starseed. Take care, everyone.
It's Brad Friedman, host of the Bradcast, weeknights at